Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Rusty's MS Adventures. Now normally when I do these videos, I'll make kind of like a little script to follow, because if I don't, I will usually ramble quite a bit, but I did not do that this time because I'm just going to speak what's on my mind today. It's something I've been thinking about a lot for the last week, actually. Last week when I posted my video about what is multiple sclerosis, a little related video popped up on the side, and it was someone else defining multiple sclerosis, and for some reason I clicked on it, and this person, after a brief introduction, said multiple sclerosis is a debilitating disease and ... I stopped listening right there and just started focusing on that word debilitating. I've heard MS being called a debilitating disease before, so it's not like it was new, and it's not like there's anything wrong with calling MS a debilitating disease. It can and often is debilitating. But when I think about MS, that's not the first word that comes to my mind, or the second or third, or even the 19th word. So hearing someone say right away that MS is a debilitating disease, it was kind of like interesting that that is how someone thinks about it initially. I feel like it's a very negative word. It's a negative way to look at it. I'm not trying to say that there's anything wrong with calling it that. Everyone deals with having MS their own way. There's no right or wrong. But for me, I've found that trying to be as positive and optimistic as possible is very, very helpful. And I feel like that's something a lot of people don't do. They just kind of allow themselves to, fall into this negative, little world, and where they're all pessimistic and everything. And I don't see the advantage of doing that. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I've been thinking about it a lot ever since I saw that video. Debilitating disease. Sure, I know, better than anyone what could ultimately happen to me because of my disease. But what I choose to focus on is how I feel right now, which is pretty darn good. I take pleasure and, find pleasure in the little things. I find things to make me smile, make me happy, to be thankful for. That's actually appropriate because next week is actually Thanksgiving, and I'm thankful for so much this year, one of which is good MS drugs, one of many things, but it's 2016, I like to say. There's never been a better time to have MS than right now. Not that there's a good time to have it, but our knowledge of the disease have come so far in the last few decades that it's so much more positive to have it now, and hopeful, really, to have it now. Even if there's no cure found within my lifetime or your lifetime, it's still so much better. The ways that we have of dealing with the disease, the treatments that are available these days that weren't available just 20 years ago, it's pretty great, actually, when you think about it. That's what I choose to focus on. The fact that it's 2016. The treatments out there are so much better than they used to be. Used to be you got diagnosed with MS and it was kind of like, oh yeah, you have MS, and now you're just going to gradually decline and there's nothing we can do about it. But that's not the case now. And every time I have a moment where I'm just kind of like, oh man, I don't want this to happen, blah blah blah, I think about something positive, like the good drugs that we have these days, and the fact that it's not a brain tumor. And MS is so much better than a brain tumor. So I thought I had a brain tumor initially, before I was diagnosed with MS, so that wasn't as random as it seemed. But yeah, there is a slogan out there in the MS community That is keep smilin'. That is SMYELIN. So it's like keep myelin. Myelin being the protective coating around the nerves that MS attacks when you have MS. So yeah, I love a good pun, but I love the idea behind keep smiling even more. Keep smiling, keep being positive. I feel like people who are, my age, late 20s, even 30s, we can kind of redefine what it is to have MS. So a lot of people have in their mind the picture of MS as like an old curmudgeon that's all grumpy pants and, not a lot of fun to be around. And I feel like we can redefine it. We can redefine the disease. We can say, hey, I'm going to be positive, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be optimistic because I'm alive and I'm doing all right. And, even on the bad days, be positive on the good days and the bad days. Keep smiling. Find things to be happy and thankful for. And that is, honestly, in my experience, it's a huge key of this whole thing. And that's really all I wanted to say, because it's been just eating away at my head, the word debilitating disease, as that being the first thing someone thinks about when they hear MS. And like I said, to me, that doesn't even come into my head, it being a debilitating disease. Again, not that one day it won't be debilitating for me, it very well might, but I will cross that bridge when I get to it, and not a moment before. I am going to be as positive as I can for as long as I can, and you can quote me on that. That is just kind of a mindset that I've put myself in, and hopefully anyone else out there who has MS will try to do the same thing. Fake it till you make it if you have to, but really try to be positive and happy and keep smiling. So that is all I have to say for today. Thank you for watching. Until next time, keep smiling and take care, Internet world.